Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out True Off My Chest. Story 1. Dating when you are older and plus-sized sucks. I know this will be buried but, thought I could at least vent. To start off, I am working on reversing being plus-sized but, have a long way to go. Obviously it's more than just that, the dating pool has shrunk as I have gotten older. I just turned 30 and realize most around me are either with long-term partners or married with kids. The dating pool in my area is so bleak I've resorted to online, which is still proving fruitless. I know they say when you stop looking is when you find someone, but I stopped for years and still nothing. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but it would be nice to meet someone where we can truly hit it off without complications. Unfortunately, the last two people I really hit it off with had unfortunate circumstances, so dating was no longer possible. It was still crushing nonetheless. All I can say is that I'd be a great partner and hopefully future mother. I'm nice, kind, caring and have so much love to give. Despite being plus-sized, I've been told I'm attractive and that I am a wonderful woman. But I realize that being plus-sized might be my detriment to find anyone. I know everyone likes who they like, just wish it was me this time. If you read this, thank you, I greatly appreciate it. Story 2. I, 31F, just discovered my Fian, 29M, tried to kill himself 15 times, not 15 times but you'll understand, I don't know what to do. First of all, English isn't my first language, there may be some mistakes. My Fian and I met back in high school, he had a crush on a girl, let's call her Marie, 15F at the time, 29F now, and I was friend with her. At this time we were just platonic friends, I was helping him with his crush and they ended up being together for 4 years. Their relationship was degrading mostly because he was certain Marie was cheating on him. Marie was panicking, I remember trying to comfort her while she was with me on my couch. She thought that if they had a child, it could save their relationship. Shitty idea. My Fian never really wanted to start a family and certainly not this young. Way before all of that, when he was 14, his father's girlfriend accused him of taking photos of her, naked, and trying to rape her when he thought she was asleep. At this moment he was addicted to video games, World of Warcraft in particular. One day he woke up and threw up early in the morning. He couldn't sleep and he wanted to play video games, but his laptop was in his parents' room, so he tried to sneak in and take it to play. Turns out his father's girlfriend was awake and thought it was a rapist. I still wonder how, she later understood it was him. She accused him and his family cut him off. He then lived in the streets for 3 months before meeting someone who helped him out. This person became his best friend, Tom, 16M at the time, 31M now. He lived with Tom and his parents and, I still don't know how, managed to go to high school. But Tom was young, kind of dumb, and to impress some people he started to drink alcohol. My Fian did too. So back to Marie. My Fian was familiar with alcohol, would never refused a bit of wine. This night he drank too much and blacked out on the couch. A few days later, Marie shows him a positive pregnancy test. My Fian was confused, their relationship was bad and they didn't have sex since 7 months. When he confronted her, she broke down and admitted raping him when he blacked out. This was the final straw. My Fian decided to break up with her. At the same time, an abusive ex of mine broke up with me and banished me from his flat. While walking on the streets, my Fian saw me, he was helping his ex moving her things out, what a wonderful guy, and proposed me to live a bit with him, enough time to find somewhere else to live. We were depressed, drank a lot and spending our days together for 6 months. One thing led to another, we had sex and later confessed to me. That is how we got together. Flash forward, we're 10 years later and at a party with some friends, everybody drinks. Some too much, some not a single sip. They were joking about my Fian being a depressed introvert when Tom said don't be too harsh, he might try a 16 times, people laughed, I didn't. Because I didn't knew what he was referring to. I asked to a friend of mine, let's call her Melanie, what they were talking about. Melanie told me they were talking about his attempts to kill himself. I couldn't sleep this night, nor the next. I couldn't sleep well for a week. Sometimes I would wake up in panic wondering if he was still here. He was. I couldn't believe it, the man I was sleeping next to during the last 10 years, the man I was loving with all my heart during these 10 years, the same man always showing me affection, love, respect, and a huge smile tried to end his life 15 times. I talked to Melanie later on, she told me he tried to kill himself 3 times during our relationship. In fact, he didn't really tried 15 times, he tried 5 times, which is still a lot for me, but he almost died 10 other times, which is a lot, but he almost died more times than in my whole father's lifetime, and admitted that if he could have died it wouldn't have bothered him. So here I am, conflicted. I want to believe it's not true and it's a twisted joke, but considering all the things that happened to him, I don't know anymore. I feel like a failure, I feel like I couldn't even make him happy, I just feel like I am a bad partner. I don't even know if I deserve to become his wife anymore. I don't want him to die. Please, any advice to make him happier and prevent him to try again? P.S. Marie cheated on him as he thought, turns out the baby was not his but the guy she was cheating with. It's making me laugh every time I think of it. Story 3. I'm seriously worried for my mother. Buckle up because this is gonna be a hell of a ride. So basically my mother is a very difficult person. She was always a work of art, according to my grandparents. I think it has to do with unresolved depression and some sort of trauma in her teen years. Anyways, coming back to the main topic, she has become very ill over the years. The interesting part is that nobody really knows the exact problem. Her condition seems to go like a roller coaster, sometimes it worsens, sometimes it gets better a bit. She claims that she has some sort of a cancer, but I really don't think any kind of cancer carries on for like 7 years, yeah, that's how long this shit show has been going on. We suspect that she has some skin problems in the armpit area, quite frankly because she can't really use her right arm to do anything, and she claims that she has a wound there that never seems to heal up. Referencing her mental state, she might be bipolar or something. She has these episodes when something doesn't go her way, she throws a tantrum and threatens us, her family, with the possibility of her bleeding out, through the said wound, and dying. So pretty much everything goes her way because we don't wanna risk a huge episode. Now y'all would say that she should just visit a hospital like yesterday, but she is a firm believer against any kind of modern medical treatment. She just freaks out even if we mention getting medical help. She always says horrible stuff, like don't call the ambulance if anything happens to her. Talking about this wound, she has this lingering smell around her, like something you never wanna smell in your whole life. We never acknowledge it, not to cause a scene. But because of this, she never really gets out of the house. Not even to go to the dentist. You see where it is going, right? Her teeth had some problems in the past, and some of them broke off about a year ago, and that's when she stopped eating normal food. She is also a picky eater on top of this, so she basically lives on milky snacks and mashed potato. It led to her completely losing her healthy weight. I fear that some sort of anorexia has kicked in too. Now before you say that my family and I are monsters for not helping her all these years, believe me, we tried everything. The only thing left to do is to call the ambulance, but since she is conscious and all, she has the right to deny medical service, and she most definitely will. So we are in a sticky situation, there are quite frankly no options left. I have anxiety every goddamn day that I could always find her dead when I get home or wake up. It is a terrible state to live in, and I don't know what to do. I'm afraid if the worst of the worst would happen, there would be consequences for letting her go without helping. I could get fined, or even worse, sent in prison. The whole family. I don't know what to do. I don't expect you to read all of this, nor help us. I just needed to get this out of my system. Story 4. I'm feeling odd about seeing underwear constantly. My husband, 48M, And I, 48F, are staying with family friends this week. It's mostly been fine, but something about it has been bugging me. They have a beautiful home in Florida, and being from the Midwest, we've enjoyed the opportunity to spend time outside relaxing by their pool. They have one daughter, Camille, 20F, who is home for a few days for winter break. She is a track athlete for her college, and spends a lot of time at the pool. The thing is, Camille spends most of her time at the home in bikini bottoms or underwear, which her parents do not monitor at all, even with guests in the house. I'm not a prude, but after a few days of her prancing around in undies, I feel like it's a bit much. I get it, she has a flawless body, but it just seems like a lot. I made a light-hearted joke to her mother about it privately in the kitchen one day, and she laughed it off, saying, "Yes, she certainly is proud of her booty." Am I out of line here, thinking this is odd behavior with house guests? Story 5. Husband's GF always needs to remind PPL they were friends first. Edit. I completely understand those saying to talk to her. What I don't get is why a few people are coming at me for venting on Reddit. I simply thought that's what this sub was for. I'm new here, I guess. I've found all of this super helpful, great perspectives and lots of good laughs. I met my now husband in 2016 and at the same time obviously met his friends. I became really close friends with one of the wives, like she was in our wedding and I was in the birthing room for her first child. Her husband is also very close with mine. We're military families and have moved 3 times now, always together. Every time we meet new people though, which is a lot, she always has to interject and make sure they know she was friends with my husband first and that she had to approve of me when we started dating. Each time the story becomes a little more embellished. Anyhow, it didn't used to get to me, but I'm an adult, a mama, a professional. We just moved again and I've had to hear this so many times and am sick of it. Sick of it to the point that I need a break from this friendship. I'm probably being petty, which is why I figured I'd come here to vent as opposed to her or my spouse. But also I feel like telling her to let it go. Oh well. Anyone ever deal with this, haha? Story 6. I'm dying inside. I know better but I feel so much shame, shock, disbelief, betrayal, confused, disappointed, discarded and abandoned, angry, sad, pain. I feel stupid. I feel worthless. I feel scared. I feel alone. Don't know how to get through the night and day. Should I address it or just let it fade as he seems to be doing? As am I, doing him a favor but doing it for me as well, of course. Have had enough. I feel it for longer now, but it is confirmed by my brother. He speaks only positive about me but somehow it just doesn't work. Look, of it isn't working, Oak. But we said goodbye with you saying we have Xmas and B will me meet his mom. I just don't get it. I know how it works but still I'm shock. I had him in high regard but WTF. A coward just like each and every one of them. How will I and should I handle this betrayal? How can I push away the thoughts about things I don't want to do and more of those annoying thoughts I know are not reasonable? Cognitive, I get it. Know that to do, breath, self-love, vent etc. but my mind keeps going back to him and my feelings start to race and the overthink begins. I have the annoying tendency to keep my real feelings inside and that messes me up big time. But I did talk about it, I addressed it. We addressed it. I thought. I feel worthless and ashamed didn't get out sooner. Because I knew it. But curiosity killed the cat, as they say. Breath in, breath out. Etc. I wanna not be in this situation, please let it be a bad dream. That's all for today, please don't forget to like and subscribe.